Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading. If you are new to my channel, I am happy to have you here. And if you're returning, welcome back. My name is Jody. I'm an intuitive mentor and channel, and it's my job to listen to spirit and to provide the messages that are coming through for you. You can find out all about me and my services anytime at thespiritexperience.com. Now today we are doing a relationships reading for you for the month of January 2022. We're going to be looking at your acquaintances, your friends and family relationships, and your love relationships. As you can see, I have already cleared and intentionally pulled cards from the Soul's Journey deck, as well as the Muse Tarot. There are 3 cards from each of those decks in each of those piles. And I am going to be adding some charms in just a minute to help you decide which pile is calling you. And just a quick reminder before we begin, this is a collective reading, not an individual reading. So please listen to the messages that are coming through for you and leave the rest. Without further ado, let us get into your relationships reading and find out what kind of messages you have about your relationships this January. Okay, as you can see, we have the 3 different piles set up for you. There are 3 cards from each of these decks in each of these piles, as I mentioned, and now we're going to get 3 charms for each as well, because we're going to be pulling on your acquaintances and your friends and family and your love life. So pile 1. You've got the sunglasses to start. Feather. And your last charm, pile 1, is a flower. Just take a look at the different piles, see which one is calling out to you that has messages or information for you about your relationships this January. Pile 2, first charm we've got for you is the hat. And number 2 for pile 2, the fox. And last charm for pile 2, the cowboy boot. All right, there you go, pile 2. And last but not least, pile 3, you've got the telephone, the cheerleader, and the roller skate. Ooh. There you go, pile 3. Okay, again, just take a look at the different piles and ask yourself which one of these piles has the guidance that I need for my relationships and what I need to hear for January 2022. And then you can head down to the timestamps to be able to watch your reading. Hello, pile 1. If you are listening to this, then you chose the pile all the way to the left. And we are going to get some information for you for January 2022 about your relationships. Now, I'm just going to move these cards into their appropriate sections. We are going to look at your acquaintances. So that'll be this top card here. Your friends and family, relationships, and your love relationships. And I'm going to set these just off to the side here as they are our outcome and direction energy. So the sunglasses goes with the acquaintance energy, which is amazing. I'm going to find out a little bit more about what that means for you, pile 1. The feather goes with the friends and family, and the flower with the love section. So I'm going to start here over to the left with your acquaintances. Let's see what kind of energy you have here. The Ace of Materials. Okay, this is the beginning. They just said of a new working relationship. Okay, so pile 1, you can look forward to building new relationships at work is what they're saying. And, you know, sometimes the people that you work with, you don't see them all the time. They're not the best of friends or heart connections, etc. And it looks like you're going to be making new acquaintances at work. In a chance to work with somebody new. And they're noting for some of you, this actually might show up in your home, meaning maybe you're hiring somebody to do some work in your home. That may not be all of you, but if that's you, this is going to happen. So you may have someone recommend someone to you. Maybe you're looking to have some work done in your home. And so you get a recommendation from someone. The sunglasses is about, sometimes it can be about, well, it can be about different things. But what they're talking about is shielding your eyes or covering your eyes or allowing yourself to not have this bright light shining in your eyes, which I think is interesting. So, and I just heard, look the other way. So thank you. If somebody is shining really brightly, that you're not super close to, and that you just kind of know offhand, or they're a friend of a friend, and you know, you don't really know them that well, they're asking you to sort of shield yourself from that a bit. They just said it's a part of self-care. So today, those glasses are showing up as actual sunglasses. I mean, the glasses can mean a multitude of things, as I said. Sometimes they're different, a new perspective is needed. But what they're saying is shield yourself. Now, this may come on the line of someone new coming into your sphere. Again, could come through a friend, but they're really highlighting the work or work being done. And so if someone's kind of like overdoing it, over dramatic, or just not your type of person, it's okay to kind of take a step back, put your sunglasses on, and give yourself a little bit of room as it concerns them. I'm just going to move these so we can get your next card here, or cards. I'm going to use the SpiritSong Tarot to see what else they can give us there for your acquaintance pile for January. We'll only be reading these upright. Okay, spiritual power, divine wisdom. Number 5, the shaman. This is, see, it's someone you're going to be, I think it's someone you're going to be working with that just knows more than you. And as I said, if you need work done in your house, they just keep kind of highlighting that for me, and they keep talking about it. So if you need some work done in your house, group 1, it's going to be someone who's an expert they have wisdom in what they're doing, and, you know, they're good at it. And feel free to make a commitment to work with them if that is the case for you, group number 1. I think I might have just said group 3. I apologize if that was the case. Okay, let's see what else they've got here. Ooh, beauty and abundance. Wonderful. So these will be good relationships that you're moving into. Again, either in your work life or work being done at home. There's going to be new people showing up. And if it's not your type of person, just make sure you're shielding yourself, giving yourself the break that you need with that. It's like, be nice to the people that you don't know really well, but you don't need to sort of feel obligated to be around them for too long. If it's not your cup of tea, make sure you're picking somebody that feels really aligned with you. And so keep your antennas up for, like I said, new people coming into your workspace or new opportunities to invite someone in to do some work in your home. And I'm just going to get a couple more cards here from the Enchanted Map Deck. I will read these first if that's how they show up. So it looks like you're meant to be open to learning something new. Again, I just feel like this person is for sure wise, or these people perhaps, or they know what they're doing. It's like they know what they're doing, and you'll be able to learn something from them if you allow yourself to stay open. there's a big difference between, like in this case, you would have the new perspective from that person. So you're going to be in a place where you really need your antennas up around your acquaintances for the month of January, because if it's not your cup of tea, you know, then you put on your sunglasses. And if it feels really good to you, you're going to want to know the difference intuitively so that you can learn something new or take that in and say, yes, thank you for that. Because you've got somebody wise coming in to work with you. And it's going to bring some good stuff in. You've got that Empress card just sitting there. Yes, see? It's like, don't shut down the opportunities to work with people just because your mind may immediately be putting it in a box. You don't want to kind of close a door. But on the other hand, so it's an intuitive month for you big time with your acquaintances, group 1. You have to be able to tap in and understand, is this an opportunity for me to work with someone that I'm really vibing with? Or is this person is not my cup of tea and I'm going to have to say thank you, but no? Because there will be opportunity available, but you're going to be asked to assess it intuitively and make the choice there. So I'm going to just take the top card from this pile and see what our sort of outcome direction energy for your acquaintances is, group 1. Happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. So the happiness card is a good alignment for you to be in as it concerns new people coming in. If you're sitting in a happy vibration, it's going to be a lot easier for you to know sort of who to work with and who you want to say yes to and who feels really aligned to you. Like, is this bringing me a joyful feeling? Is this where I'm being led? Is this person going to help me learn something new, perhaps? I wonder what this is about. You definitely don't want to shut down any kind of opportunity too quickly to work with somebody new, or if someone else is popping into your life that you've never met before, or it could be somebody that you already know of, but you don't know them that well, and they may be coming with new knowledge on a subject that perhaps you're working on or you want to know more about. And it's important to kind of give it a second look. Don't dismiss it right away. Don't shut those doors before you even have the information that you need, or before you've checked in with your intuition, group 1. So really cool, actually. Trusting your intuition around your acquaintances for the month of January. Being able to learn something new, it looks like, that might help you elevate or get more connected or be more abundant. Opportunity to do that, and you've got this happiness vibe that they want you on as it concerns your acquaintances. So, okay, some good opportunity coming in there. Let's see what your friends and family card is. Wow, look at that. The Muse of Emotions. This is the King of Cups in this deck. She calls it the Muse. And the feather often indicates crossed over loved ones, ancestors, etc. And that's really how they're placing it for you today with your friends and family. So it's going to be important for you, group 1, to be connecting with not only your friends and family that are still walking the earth, but also those who have crossed over, paying attention to signs from them, asking them for their guidance perhaps, or asking for information, they just said. Comfort. It's like asking them for help. Like, don't forget that your ancestors are available and there to help you, guide you, comfort you, etc. Just because they're not physical anymore doesn't mean they're not still connected to you. It's a leveling up big time for you, group 1, with your friends and family on an emotional front. So being able to be the person who shows up and is able to not get into the drama, to have some forgiveness, empathy, understanding, who stays grounded and is making decisions. They just said in conversation. So I'm not sure what exactly that means, but in conversation with your friends and family. So we're going to get some more info on this, but if it's been like difficult for you perhaps, or you've been having problems or a difficult time in your friendships or your family relationships, you're going to have what you need to master that energy and to sort of lead from that place. A compassionate, empathetic place, they just said, with really great, healthy boundaries. So it's like you're going to know how to communicate better and not be flustered emotionally. It's like, thank you, not let your emotions get the best of you. I'm going to get some more info from you. I'll read these only upright today. The 10 of Acorns. The card says responsibility and dedication. They're highlighting the word obligation for me, which can definitely go along with this card. It's like you may have felt that, you know, you're the one who has to show up and do the things and take care of the things, they just said. Like, especially emotionally. Is everybody okay? Is this person too passionate? Is this person, making this one upset or uneasy? What's going on here? How can I mitigate this? And the way to do that is to step into a grounded leadership role as it concerns balanced emotions. And you have the help of your ancestors. So if this is to do with, like, for instance, if it's to do with your family and a dynamic in your family, and your grandfather was always there to help this kind of a situation, call upon him. Yeah, I want this. Your ancestors are helping you, for sure, with your friends and family, particularly your family. If you have friends that are crossed over in friend groups, or you've been really missing a friend, you're going to be able to get into a really good place with it where you feel, optimistic almost. This card, the 7 of Crystals, asks you to look at what you have to look at your options, basically, to look at what choices you have. You're going to be able to have the know-how to do it and the guidance from above. So you'll be able to look at a situation, go, I could choose this, I could choose that, I could navigate it this way, navigate it that way, and I'm going to choose the best way for all. Thank you. They just said, you may have to take the higher path, which I know sometimes it's the more difficult path to take the higher path, but you may be called to do that this month, group 1. Okay, so take the higher road, take the higher path. You may be positioned to do that in your friends and family relationships. Yeah, for the best outcome. Oh, thank you. Right. They're saying also you may be able to provide other people, let them see the options that they have. You're taking the higher road, the higher perspective, the bigger understanding. You're operating with compassion and empathy and spreading that around to help lead your friend or your family member. You may be aware of other options, right? Other choices, decisions that they might have. You may be able to very clearly show them, well, you could do this or you could do that. And you're going to know. Thank you. They just kind of showed me you getting to a point where you're like, all right, I've got 2 choices here. I can either freak out or disown somebody altogether, or detach, or I could choose to have an honest conversation, or I could choose to, express myself in this way, in a grounded way, without being attached to what it is how they're going to respond, or what it is that they're going to say, because their feelings are not my responsibility. How they feel about what I'm speaking up about, or me expressing my truth with compassion, with groundedness, with a positive intention. I can do that without boundaries. So you're going to be like, I could choose this way or I could choose that way. They're asking for you to choose the higher path in these situations, group number 3, for the month of January. and to provide knowledge. If someone is open to it and someone's asking you about it, you'll have what you need to feel like you can have compassion for that person and also show them, like, you know, you have a couple of choices, or maybe you just didn't see it this way, and give them a different perspective and show them. Again, this really feels like you're so protected and guided. You need to be talking to the people in spirit that you've got going on, your guides, but specifically your ancestors, especially if for you, group 1 is about your family members. Those crossed over loved ones are helping you along this month. Wizard of Awareness in the reverse position just tells you, don't jump to judgment as it concerns your family members, friends. Don't be quick to judge. You're supposed to be taking the higher path, and they want you to kind of like take it all in first and then go within yourself and ask yourself, what am I inspired to do here that aligns for the highest good of all involved? Woo, I thought those were all coming out. Nope. Ooh, okay. Into the unknown reverse. It's like this may be a new way of doing things. You may have come to a point where it's time to just shift. And like I said, if they're asking you to take the higher path, it's not always the easiest path to take, but they're asking it of you. And so you can go ahead and do that even if you don't know exactly what you're doing or how it's going to turn out. Move forward with curiosity when this card comes. The last thing, thank you. The last thing that you want to do though here is take risks that you don't feel intuitively guided to. So you don't want to just jump on something. The last thing you want to do is be a know-it-all energy when this card is reversed here like this, because you might just run yourself into something that you could have avoided had you taken a minute to understand and accept, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. I'm not really sure exactly how to go about this. Let me stop for a minute, explore my options, make the highest, best aligned decision that I can with compassion. Let me stop for a minute and ask my crossed over loved ones or my ancestors or those that have crossed over that are in my friend group or I know are guiding me, see what they have to say about it before you walk onto the unknown path, before you try to do things differently or take the higher road, etc. Yeah, because you're gonna really want to be in non-judgment there, group 1, with your friends and family. Let's see what the highest outcome is. or your direction here, the Judgment card. Okay, so again, doubling down on that message. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So you really are being called to show up for your friends and family. Now, you can't do that without showing up for yourself and taking care of yourself first, group 1. So if you have felt kind of obligated, or that obligation energy that I was picking up there, especially over, you know, like the end of the year, etc., give yourself a moment. You do not need to jump into it. You might jump into something and kind of be like, why'd I do that so quickly? If you do that, through the entire month of January, you're staying out of judgment, and you have to give a moment for observation in order to be able to, you know, really make the best choice for you, and then possibly deliver some information or lay some options out for others, the ones that you care about, that you have heart connections with, those best friends that you have, or those family members that might be going through a difficult time, or that you've had, you know, a difficult relationship with, or that you just need to talk to about something that might be uncomfortable, etc. If something comes up, just make sure in your friends and family group that you're focusing on non-judgment, that you're giving yourself a moment to really sit with it for a second. And again, ask your crossed over loved ones there what they have to say about it. Get the help you need from the universe before you embark upon a new path. But you have what it takes. I mean, you do have that muse of emotions just sitting there in that theme position. Okay, let's see what we've got for your love energy, love relationship. 5 of emotions, group number 1. This card is a it has a sadness to it. Can feel like a big challenge in love or a loss. So, you know, you may have been suffering there, group number one, a bit of a loss in a relationship. Maybe you're coming out of a relationship that's been, you know, really difficult for you, or you feel alone. Okay. With the flower charm, they're saying to gather your strength in your mind first, if that's the case. Now, maybe you've ended a relationship, although we'll see, we'll get some more info on it. You may have just been disappointed, okay? You may have just experienced some disappointment in your current, if you are already in a relationship. And if that's the case, then you want to get right in your mind first. The flower often indicates needing to grow positive thoughts. So, you know, starting in your mind is really where it is. And just acknowledging, this is sad for me, or this was hard for me, and I need to sit in my emotions for a minute. If you're looking for a partner and you don't have one, this would be really honoring your feelings around not having a partner yet, but they need you, group one, to really look at your thoughts there. It's important at the start of the year to start growing some positive thoughts about your relationships, love relationships, how you're pairing up with, you know, for instance, a life partner, what it is that you want. And so if you've been feeling the sadness, you know, yes, it's coming up, so we can acknowledge it for sure. However, there may be a bit of a turn here. Let's see in January for you. Let's see. It's like everything starts with your thoughts, and that's why you've got that. They want both of these. That's why you've got that flower charm that was pulled for you. 10 of feathers. This is, again, a very painful ending. But as you can see, she uses the word recovery and transformation, which means you have an opportunity to really be able to step into that and honor that for yourself there in your loving relationships, in your love life. Group one. If you're already coupled up and you're going through a difficult time, you're going to need to let go of something here, because, you know, the 10 of feathers is about a difficult ending. It may feel very hard, and you keep they just said, you keep pondering it and pondering it and pondering it. It's time to sort of transform yourself first. Allow yourself the emotional sadness, but you have to start with your own thoughts and take responsibility for yourself. Whether your relationship ended over it or it's not ending, it's a focus on yourself. Something has ended, and it was probably painful. With these kind of cards, it was probably painful for you, group one, and I'm so sorry. However, you've got the power here in January to actually use that to recover from that situation, move forward, and transform. Wow. And the 5 of feathers, which is about being resilient, of course, change, massive change. She puts strategy here. They're kind of highlighting that, but you're going to get through this. It's just been a really difficult, painful time, possibly painful change, painful transformation, painful ending. But now it's time for recovery. And again, that's why we've got that beautiful little flower just sitting up there with all this kind of painful energy. So if you've had some disappointment in your loving relationships, your love life, or you're just feeling kind of alone, like, when is this going to happen for me? It's time to kind of accept the changes that need to be made. You've got 2 5s here, so change is afoot, change of emotion. You're moving forward. You're coming out of this painful time. And you're going to get a chance here to change things, to move forward in your love life, to think differently, to have more positive thoughts, which will result in a different kind of energy output, they just said. Let's get a little more info from the Enchanted Map Deck about this. It does feel sad and painful. I'll say that, group one. So again, I'm so sorry if you've been suffering through that. Whether you're still coupled up, looking for somebody, or are no longer coupled up, you have what you need to recover from this and start to shift your mind in January. So just know that that is available for you, group one. Yeah, so there was an imbalance there in your relationship. Okay, this literally is that card in this deck. This just means that the imbalances in the relationship needed to be looked at. And again, as I said, whatever it is that you have decided on the back of acknowledging how you were feeling and closing out perhaps a painful situation and stepping into this difficult change and transformation, you know, it was right for you to address the imbalance. It's just sitting there. They're giving me this sort of nod, like, correct, well done. So if you haven't addressed this in your relationship yet, group one, you know, Spirit would like you to do that. They're asking you to do that. This way you can move on to this energy. It's like rectifying the imbalances. So as I said, whether or not you're still coupled up after a really painful time or changes or acknowledgement, either way, you have the opportunity to begin to move forward from that imbalance by acknowledging it, okay? The last thing you want to do is like pretend it's not happening. That card is very clear. Yeah, thank you. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful card for you, group one. This is all about calling pieces of yourself back. The Bone Collector is a powerful card. Thank you. They just wanted me to mention it is the only upright card that you've gotten from the Enchanted Map Deck here. It's very important when the Bone Collector comes up that you don't continue the way that you were going, like a cycle wise, so that you're stepping out of a cycle. You've got change happening. It's painful. Okay, you may be sad. You may be experiencing something, as I said, that's a painful ending or transformation. But this card tells you, okay, this month I have the ability to start looking at who it is I truly am, what it is that I truly want and deserve. And if I have given pieces of myself away to be in this relationship or to be with this person, or if I'm feeling if I'm feeling like lonely and sad and like, when is this gonna be over? You need to look at what it is you're missing that's a true part of yourself. So the Bone Collector really asks you to call back those pieces of yourself that you may have given away that are wonderful pieces of yourself, and to take a look at them and to bring them back. Look at that. Okay, and you've got the growth card. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness for your loving relationships, group one. This is deep, deep, deep. I mean, you're being called here to go within yourself and grow. You definitely will grow from this. It's like massive transformation and change for you in your loving relationships, in your love life. And so the main goal, thank you, is to make sure you take that Bone Collector in gratitude and say, thank you for holding those pieces of myself that I thought I needed to give away in order to be able to be this kind of person for this one, or to be in this relationship, or to make things work a certain kind of way, or whatever. Okay? You don't have to do that anymore. And it may be, as I said, hurtful, painful, sad, but you're meant to move forward. These thoughts about yourself are going to change as you begin to open up yourself back up to reclaim those beautiful parts of yourself that you thought were not worthy, or thank you, not worthy of being in the light is how they're saying it, which means, you know, you didn't feel like it was okay for you to be that way, or to do that thing, or to basically just be yourself. Now it's time for you to call those pieces back and grow, because someone's going to love you exactly as you are. You know, you don't have to change. Do you need to improve? Yes. Do you need to grow? Of course. Do you want to elevate? Yes. Are you going to learn? Of course. But being other than who you are, especially, you know, those pieces within yourself, group one, they're wanting you to recognize those and honor those through this emotional change ending time. Okay? Yeah, they just said this is important. You've got this card showing up here, and it's connecting to your mindset and how you're communicating to yourself. So it's going to be very important to start saying really nice things. Start saying really nice things to yourself about who you are, what you deserve, and what you're worth. Those pieces need to come back so that you can grow and then be in a much better place in your love life with your current relationship, or attracting somebody new into your life. So group one, very interesting month for you as far as your relationships go. You are going to have some good luck here, good vibes and opportunity with your acquaintances, and then needing to show up without judgment in your friends and family, heart-centered connections, and moving through to something even better with massive growth in your love life. I wish you the most wonderful month ahead. I hope that this served you, group number one. And if something resonated in this reading for you, you can let me know by giving it a thumbs up or leaving me a comment below. And if you know someone else who you think this might serve as well, please feel free to share it with them so that they can receive the messages that they need. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that the next time that I post a pick a card reading, you'll be notified. Thank you so much, group number one. Hello, group two, and welcome to your relationships reading for January 2022. If you're listening to this, you picked the middle pile with the hat, the fox, and the cowboy boot. I'm just going to move your piles here and lay them out. We're looking at your acquaintances, which is this first pile here, or this first, column here. We are looking at your friends and family and heart connections in the middle, and lastly, your love life, romantic love life in this final column here. And I'm going to set these aside, as these are our outcome directional type of cards that we'll pull at the end of each of these columns. The hat goes with the acquaintances, the fox over the friends and family, and then you've got that cowboy boot with your love life. Let's start it off with the acquaintances column. Ooh, the sun. Okay, something is coming to fruition for you in this. They just said messengers. So it looks like you might have some messengers here. Interesting. And you've got the hat. Now, the hat is always, for me at least, is about being able to choose when you're going to be super open, like when you're going to have your crown chakra super open and taking in things from the divine, and when you're going to put that hat on and allow yourself to walk around in your physicality as just you, without sort of constantly having this channeling effect all the time. It just feels like massive opportunity in the physical world as it concerns your acquaintances. Group two. I am going to get more information on that for sure to see. Yes. I mean, the sun card is just the yes card. It's the happy card. It's the success energy. It's, you know, if you've had issues, they'll be resolved. The sun card is a very good sign. there's something around only taking in what you want to take in from those people who are sort of in the outer perimeter, but you may be receiving messages, because they did say that. Sometimes Spirit will send in messengers through people that we have, we don't know them. They just kind of show up. It's like the person that you're getting your lunch from today, and they say something to you. And so pay close attention to that, I would say. Just make sure you're noticing the messengers that are showing up in your life, even if they're in that like outer sphere, if you don't know them personally. Balance and adaptability. 2 of crystals. Yes, I mean, this is really a balance card for sure. If you've been questioning or seeking outside yourself for questions about finances at all, or about your home, or about your work, you may be having success energy in those kind of finding those people or getting those messages to you. If something comes up how you didn't think it was going to come up in that place, especially like I said, around money or in your home life or at work, if somebody's coming in and giving you a message, because that's what I'm feeling really from this Sun card. It feels like, I know that's not normally, the basic meaning. Like I said, it's like a yes, it's a happy, it's success. But I think it is the messages are going to bring in success for you. And here they're showing you like adapt to it, what's coming in a balanced way. Make those decisions in a balanced way. You do not need to take in everything with that hat. So like you want to remain balanced. If you feel like there's lots of people around you, or you're getting, thank you, lots of opinions from a ton of people that you don't really know personally, there's kind of, everybody wants to give you their opinion. Shut it down. Put the hat on, because you're meant to be operating in a balanced, thank you, flow, external. So giving and receiving information specifically related to success in. Let's see what this card is. Only reading these upright today. Yeah, see, it's like, so this is the Knight of Acorns, which is the Knight of Wands. So action and drive. See, so it's something about how it's going to help you be successful, move forward. They haven't removed the messenger's word from in my mind's eye at all. Sometimes they pop words up for me, and then until I've sort of gotten the message across, they don't remove it. And so it's still there. So, expect to receive some messages that are going to help you either say yes to something, commit to something, bring you more happiness, provide success in your life, specifically, as I was saying, or make you feel more inspired, like you're going to know what to do, and it will come in a way that feels really grounded and balanced. Be very careful about, too many opinions, too many cooks in the kitchen kind of vibe. Be very careful about what you're taking in and from how many people. Make sure you're putting that hat on if you're like, I'm overloaded. I can't take in anymore. It's about balance and adapting, right? And I just feel like you're going to be given what you need to take action in January from some sort of a messenger, and that action's probably going to be very successful, as long as you're not getting caught up with too many people's opinions about whatever it is that you're asking them about. Again, specifically, because this is the Pentacles, and sometimes 2s can often be like making a choice, making a decision in a balanced way. Money, work, home, protecting treasure card. That is loyalty energy. In the reverse position, again, they're kind of reiterating here, but this card often talks about taking a risk, especially with finances, money, right? And because it's something, it may be very well something to do with money, or if it does concern your home, then it may be that you're like wanting to invest in your home, or something around money in your home. And so, you really need to, when this card shows up reversed, it's about understanding that it is safe to take a risk, especially with your finances, but you need to check where your loyalty lies. So you don't just want to take a risk with anyone. You don't just want to be listening to anybody. They're going to be bringing in messengers for you, and it needs to sit in a balanced, right way with you. So whoever's giving you advice, or whoever you're seeking out, it's like, make sure you trust them. group number 2. Make sure you trust them. You don't just want to go around trusting everybody, especially not with your money at this time. Yeah, okay. And, oof, that's a lost card there. Just going to listen here. Sad Embrace card is the lost card in this deck. It asks you to let go. So if you had made, let's say, a bad decision that wasn't super successful in the past, or you were confused about something, it's going to be important to let that go so that you don't, yeah, thank you, make the same mistake again. That's what they said. Make the same mistake again. If you're not paying attention, you know, you might get yourself into a situation where you experience a loss. And because they're harping on this financial train here with your acquaintances and messengers coming in that way, it's like, just don't let anybody take advantage of you this month. All right. Make sure that you're feeling good about it. You're crossing your T's, dotting your I's, that you're putting your trust in someone that feels integral. Okay. And if you've made mistakes in the past, this doesn't mean that you can't make financial decisions or move forward or invest in something, or invest in your home or invest in yourself. But you got to just be aware of the people that are around you sort of guiding you, because there is an opportunity to either let go of something from the past that's been holding you back to create space to be able to get that information, make a good investment, or make a successful investment, or make a successful decision that's going to bring you happiness. But it's going to be important. The people who are around you are going to be very important. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. And I don't mean that in like a crazy way. I mean that in a heart-centered, intuitive way. Make sure you're just not trusting everybody, especially around your money and home this month. Let's see what your outcome kind of card is. Okay. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. That's kind of beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. They just said, this can help you or hurt you. Okay. So as it, again, you know, sometimes we show up and we feel like we have to be a certain kind of way, or we make a decision and we feel like then we're obligated we can't break that decision, or we can't do something. We're supposed to this or that. So this pride energy can really help you or really not help you. And so the goal is to love yourself and be proud of yourself. If you're coming off a mistake in this place, maybe you trusted the wrong person, or you made the wrong decision and now you're having to pay for it. It's time to kind of accept that loss and move on from it, and start being aware of who it is that you want to trust, who feels good around you. Be proud of yourself for either letting go or being able to fail and then come back around and make a better decision next time. The last thing you want to do is let egoic pride guide you, especially as it concerns people that are just coming into your life that you don't know so well. Take a look at how well you know someone. How much do I trust them? Ask yourself those questions this month. Don't take in opinions from everybody. It is not needed. Group 2, you're learning to kind of understand who it is that you should trust, and who it is that, you're getting a hit about that maybe, no thank you, but you're not doing it in a mean way, right? You're just stepping into that inner grounded pride energy, loving yourself, and kind of going that's just not for me, thank you, but that's just not for me. Very interesting. Okay, let's move to your friends and family group 2. So I'm only reading these upright, of course. The Awakening card. This is the Judgment card in this deck. You've got the Fox, which can be like trickster energy, but very intelligent. Okay, thank you. It's like the Judgment card is being able to make good decisions, to weigh out your options and then make good choices. And what they're saying is you're going to actually be able to make really intelligent choices. Can you lean? I said, can they lean? Meaning like sometimes foxes are sly and tricky. And they, of course, are saying, yes, absolutely. Okay. And that's going to be important for your group number 2 to be aware of when it comes to your friends and family relationships, those heart connections. You know, you can lean to being sort of like, oof, the word they just use is resentment. So like harboring a resentment and then working from that place and kind of like projecting that in some of your choices as it concerns your friends and family. So you want to make sure that you're making decisions from a grounded place, hopefully a place of love, staying out of egoic judgment if you can. I'm getting this feeling like somebody has really it's not wronged you, but wronged you. Like you weren't happy with the way something was said or just the way that someone's living their life or the choices that they're making. It's almost like someone's saying like, well, I would never make that choice. I would never do that. And that's fine. 6 of feathers. However, obviously here is time to transition. And you have help. You have help. You can make smart choices. It's like you don't need to kind of be stuck in that stuck in the yuck, right? Thank you. Around whatever's gone on. Time to transition out of it. You'll get more information too if you allow yourself to kind of transition, start looking at it in a different way, making intelligent choices. Even if your emotional body needs to catch up with that. That's what I'm feeling like. You might still be carrying around some emotions, but if you can use your intellect to judge and make choices as it concerns friends and family, and in particular, if there's a situation in one of your relationships that you're really not happy with, like you're just annoyed with it, or you've been carrying it, might not even be, just happened. You could have been carrying it for a while. Then it's time to transition out of that now. Okay, you got the 6 of feathers there. It's just help through possibly a difficult transition, but they just said you don't have to make it difficult. So this is kind of, it's like not for you to carry anymore. Drop the judgment on it and make a good decision. Make a smart decision for you first. Thank you. For you first is what they just said. 9 of acorns. 9 of wands. That's resilience. She has power and perseverance here. It's like you've come to the end of it. You've been able to get through it. And now you're at the point of transition. So again, this really feels like it's speaking to a specific situation for me today for you group 2. So if that's popping up and may not be for everyone, it's really time for you to move on. Move on. You've persevered through it and you can see the future differently. If you feel like you want to make a choice, as I said, to communicate, and I'm going to pull from the Enchanted Map Deck as well as get some info, obviously. But if you feel like they're talking about, like, if you want to communicate, make sure you're not doing it from an intention that is not of the best motivation or intention, right? Not of the best frequency, vibration. That's where you can start to slide. Like if you're doing it from an emotional place and you haven't been able to go like, you know what, I'm going to let that go and transition, then just be easy with yourself, because you do have that. It just feels like you're on a threshold still. Like that's why you're getting this transition card. Could be a difficult transition or a transition after a difficult time. And you can have the tendency to go like, oh, but I really want to. Ooh, but I really want to. And it's like, that's not going to help you. You've been able to get this far. Okay. It may have been difficult. You can persevere. Yeah. You have the power to persevere. Make good decisions. Make good judgments. Weigh your options first. Yeah. They said, if you just jump, if you're working on instincts only, you might skate into that emotional flow where you're like being powered by your emotions, and might not be the best thing. So weigh out your options. Coming to life card. Yay. All right. And it's upright. See, it's just time for you to transition. Start to feel like you're coming back to life. Or for instance, this relationship is coming back to life. It's safe to do this, they just said. It's safe for you to do this now. You see her, she's kind of like half in, half out. She's half stone, half not. It's transition. She's transitioning. But they're saying like it's safe for you to do this. Like you have the power. Like you have some magic or power there. That crystal ball is like bringing you back to life. And you've got this butterfly they're showing here. You know, that's transition and transformation energy. So it's time. They just keep kind of saying that. It's time. You don't have to carry it anymore. It happened. You can't change the past. It's like you really love this person. You do have a heart connection with them, group 2. Whoever this is. Yes, thank you. And you can only choose for you. Thank you. You can only judge for you. You can only choose for you. So use your intellect. You've got what it takes there. Look at that. I mean, that's a direct... the spark card in the reverse position. See, this part, I just feel like whoever this is, it's like, ugh, I really just can't even. I can't deal. They may have tried to put out your, this card says when it's reversed, you know, that somebody's trying to put out your spark. Or maybe they're, you know, saying things just to get out of you, and like, oh, you go like, oh my God, I'm defeated. You've made it through a while with this kind of thing going on, this whatever it is, and it's just got to stop now. January is a time to transition out of that, to start to come to life again. Don't let anybody do this to you. Don't let anybody put out your spark anymore. And thank you. If you continue, sometimes this card, and this is what they're saying, sometimes this card indicates that you're the one putting out your own spark. And if you let this continue, when clearly your guidance is time to transition from that difficult, you know, painful experience, or if you felt you were wronged, you know, make good choices, weigh out your options, then you're the one who's putting your spark out. It's not them anymore. You know, you're choosing to do that. Let's see what your outcome direction is. Ooh, honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others. Yeah, okay, so maybe somebody lied to you here, but I can expect it from myself. Time to get honest. Group 2, about whatever this is. And again, if you feel like you need to communicate it with them, they're not saying not to do it. It's just you don't want to be acting from a place of emotion, especially low vibrating emotion. It's like resentment energy or irritation, mad anger. And you may have every right to feel that way, right? Your feelings aren't wrong. It's not about that. It's just about making intelligent decisions to put this behind you and transition out of it this month, group 2. Okay? So I'll wish you the best with that. Remember, you want to be smart, intelligent, making the right moves, clearing things out, and not acting in that sly and tricky way, trying to catch somebody in a trap or whatever, okay? It's not the highest expectation. It's not the highest alignment for you with your friends and family relationships. It's time to be real honest. All right, let's look at your love life, your loving relationships. 9 of Emotions, okay. This is a good card. You come to a place of fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. So either you're feeling really good in your relationship right now, really balanced, kind of like you are super connected and successful. Like you guys are on the same page. It feels like it's working. And you may have been working at something, but you feel, thank you, they just said supported. If you're not in a relationship, you may be supporting yourself or finding that you have support on the topic of finding a partner that you really want from others. Or maybe you've done all the things. You've made the list. You feel really good about it. You are in alignment. You're focusing on yourself, okay? And that's wonderful. Very good card. For the month of January, you know, you're going to have this success kind of alignment energy there. You've made it, right? Thank you. They just said, you've made the most of it. Huh. Okay. Well done, group 2. Interesting. So you've made the most of it. So whether coupled up or not, you are making the most of it. You're feeling good. January, that's nice. Yeah, it's like, thank you. If you can stay in this vibration, there's not much that can stop you when it comes to love here. And again, coupled up or not, it's like you've got a really good vibe. Yeah, because the 9 of Cups is a fulfillment energy. So you got to love yourself, right, first. So if you're not in a relationship, you're just going to be fulfilling yourself. And if you are, you're going to be in a balanced, fulfilled relationship, fulfilling yourself and then fulfilling your partner as well. Like being able to be there for them. Thank you. They just wanted me to correct that. You can't really fulfill somebody else, but sort of being able to show up for them. 6 of Crystals, synergy, gratitude. This is also like a giving card. Yeah, like feeling like you can give and take. Yeah, synergy, gratitude. It's like you're grateful for your relationship. You're generous with your heart. And again, doesn't matter if you're coupled up or not. They just keep saying that. So someone out there must be wondering, but what if I am not in a relationship? Then that means you're just giving and loving yourself, that you're grateful, that you're in the place you're in. You've got fulfillment energy in your love life for January. That's beautiful, group 2. And, action and focus. The Knight of Feathers. It's like, you know what moves to make when you need to make them. You have it in your, you may be very connected too, thank you, they just said. So maybe you have a romance guide. If that feels like it's resonating with you, group 2, then you may have a romance guide here because I'm just picking it up. It's like you're being guided to take action or to know what to do through the communication channel, because feathers are swords, swords are your mind, also connected to your communication, your throat chakra, etc. But I'm feeling that you may be getting higher communication from one of your, well, in this case, your romance guide or your relationship guide. So if you're not talking to your relationship guide, whether you're coupled up or not, again, let me say that, you might want to start doing that this month because you're in fulfillment energy, in that loving vibe, feeling like I'm doing great. I'm in success energy here. I'm grateful for where I am. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful for, thank you, whatever comes. And I'm open to understanding if I need to make a move, I make a move. If I need to do something, I do something. It's like you feel guided in your action taking. They're like, it may be support, it may be self-care, it may be making yourself a priority, it may be taking care of somebody else. It's like you're being guided to do that from a really generous place. It's a reciprocal energy that you've got going on. That's beautiful, group 2. A little more info from the Enchanted Map Deck. Cleaning house reversed. Maybe you cleaned up some baggage. If you haven't, if something's still tagging you, thank you, clean it up. They're making me feel like this is no sweat for you, or you've already done it. So if you have to have a conversation with somebody, if something's been bothering you or kind of hanging, it doesn't feel super serious or crazy to me. If you're not coupled up and you need to look at something that you've kind of been putting off, clear it out in the month of January. They're just asking you, don't hesitate to do that. It's important for you to do that. And again, it doesn't feel super heavy or serious to me. It just feels like, this has been really bothering me. And it's not like a huge thing. I need to get it out. Or, I haven't, tossed, because this could actually be physical baggage as well. literal cleaning house. I just haven't cleared out that thing yet, or haven't tossed that piece, or I still have that picture and it's reminding me of them and I don't need it anymore. Why haven't I tossed it? Go ahead and do it. They're kind of making me feel like it's not a good idea to make a big, huge deal of it, that it's safe to clear it out now, or to say that thing, or to bring that up, or to remove that piece, because you're in such high fulfillment energy, this heart-centered connection type of energy, and you're being guided by your romance guide. Oh yeah, there you go. You've learned it. Good for you. Good for you, group 2. You've learned some stuff. The Talisman card is a wonderful card. High vibing card in this deck. Whatever it says, you've gained the wisdom through the experiences that you've had. And this is that kind of wisdom that you can't gain from books. So whatever it is that you have been through, made it through, experienced, well done you. Now take that with you. Stay connected. Allow yourself to be guided into the future, especially as it concerns your romantic love relationships. You've got the wisdom. You've earned it. You've gained it. You've earned it. Well done. You've been through some stuff, but now you're in fulfillment energy. And if there's something just lingering, go ahead and release that. Remember what it is that you've gained. Ooh, just move that table. Remember what it is that you've gained and what you know now. Don't get out of alignment with that. This is a high-powered, beautiful column. Adversity. I accept the challenge. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Okay, that's speaking to kind of this card, but they want you to stay in the high alignment. Challenges are the best way to learn. So if you've been challenged before, or if it feels like you've made it through a challenge or something that might have been, more difficult for you, well done. Again, well done you. Group number 2. You had to go through it. You had to be challenged. Now you have massive wisdom as a result of it that you can use in the future. Make sure in January you they said you ignored the boot. The boot energy is about having fun, basically. Kicking up your heels, boop, and having some fun. So again, really high vibing column for you there. Group number 2, you had to go through it. Don't hang on it. Right? If that keeps popping up for you, it's leave that in the past, move forward, stay in alignment. You've got what you need. That wisdom is going to serve you in the future. It's the best way for you to learn according to Spirit. And don't forget to have some fun. Okay, group 2, as I said, in your acquaintances, you're really just going to want to pay attention to who you have around you. Make sure you're not taking opinions from everybody, and take a look at who it is that you're trusting. Make sure you're in touch with your intuition. You're not just jumping into something and working from ego pride. You want to be proud of yourself, even if you have to put something in the past. You can move forward. You've got some success energy there as your theme. So it is coming in for you, but it's going to be in a very balanced way to help you take action or move forward. And whatever this is that's going on here with your friends and family, I feel like I'm picking up a specific relationship or something that happened. You're not meant to let it hold you back anymore. You're meant to make smart decisions and weigh out your options and be honest with yourself when doing that, right? In order for you to feel like you're coming back to life and not putting out your spark and not letting anybody else do that either, from a heart-centered place. You've made it through. It's time to transition out of that and leave that in the past. You're leaving some stuff in the past for sure. And then, as I said, with your love relationship column, it's time to have some fun. Stay in that high fulfillment success energy. It is available to you. If you're still hanging on to something, let it go. You've learned and you've gained massive amounts of wisdom. And I feel the relationship guide just, guiding you along in your love life there. So make sure you're talking to them. All right, I hope that this served you, group number 2. I hope that this served you, group 2, and if something resonated with you in this reading, you can let me know by giving it a thumbs up or by leaving me a comment below. And if you know someone else who you think might be served by this kind of message or by this reading, please feel free to share it with them so that they can receive the messages that they need. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that the next time I post a pick a card reading, you'll be notified. Thank you so much, group number 2. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your relationship reading for January 2022. If you're listening to this, you chose the pile all the way to the right, and we are going to get some information in these columns for you about your acquaintances, your friends and family relationships, and your love life. I'm going to separate these out for us here. First up, the acquaintances energy with the telephone charm. Second, you've got your friends and family column, your cheerleader charm. And last but not least, the love relationship column and the roller skating charm. And I'm going to set these aside as they are sort of outcome direction type energy, and we'll grab those at the end of each column read. So let's start right up, group 3, with your acquaintances. Ooh, Knight of Emotions. Ooh, okay. Huh. Okay. Excuse me. Someone immediately, it's like someone has been looking at you, watching you, somebody that you may consider just an acquaintance is, yeah. They admire you from afar. Thank you. You've got that telephone too. They may be getting in touch with you, group 3. Huh. Very interesting. You might receive a message or a call. Huh. Well, let's get more information. So this is someone that you would not consider, or maybe you haven't even noticed, or maybe have noticed kind of out of the corner of your eye. The Knight of Emotions is like, yeah, it's like a forward-moving heart connection. So someone who's not afraid to reach out and let you know how they feel. So maybe this is someone you haven't heard from for a while. I mean, Venus is retrograde, might be bringing somebody back around for you here that either you haven't spoken with in a while or you're just not kind of thinking of like that. Yeah, there's some Knight of Acorns. That's the Knight of Wands. So more movement, action being taken. Wow, not what I was expecting at all, group 3. So you've got someone that's sort of like it feels sort of like secret admirer-ish that is really trying to get their drive up to say something to you. Spirit just said it could be as little as just like saying hi or having a conversation or like sharing sharing something with you online, you know. It's like almost just making that connection. They're like trying to work their way up to it. Wow. Group 3. Somebody is like they've been watching you from afar and admiring either what you do. It feels heart-centered. They could just admire kind of like your passion for what you do. But for some of you, this may be a secret admirer straight up. Let's get another card here. The Empress. It's like, yeah. They see you. This is like, what Spirit is saying is, this is how they see you. They just think you're beautiful, that you're really good at what you do, that it's like stars in their eyes. Now, again, for some of you, this could show up because it's in the acquaintance position. If this were here, I would be like 100%. If this were in your love relationship, I would say 100% you have a secret admirer and they're probably going to reach out to you. But because it's in your acquaintance position and we're getting this fire here in the night energy to clarify, It's like they love what you do. They love who you are. They love your energy. They're inspired by you. They are going to try to reach out to you. If you feel that someone comes into your life that is like that, and they're giving you all of those kind of signals, you may want to reach out to them. If you feel that they have a fear around making the first move or something, it may be, you have the telephone there. There's a conversation to be had. I'm asking if this connects to talking to spirit, because sometimes this telephone charm can, it's like if spirit's calling, pick it up. They're saying no, physical plane, Jody, which means there's a conversation or communication that needs to be had that's going to make some forward movement happen. Is somebody who, again, you don't view as a necessarily a close person to you. Yeah, it's like, it's not in these categories. This is somebody who's been, it feels like they've been watching you. So maybe they're watching your social media, or they're watching what you post. They really find you very attractive, or they're watching, the work that you do, or how, if you're doing like creative projects at all, they're watching that and being very inspired. I mean, they just, whoa. What was the purpose, please, of that? I was going to say, they just find you very beautiful. The purpose, please, of all these, because obviously they don't want all these cards. I think they want that they want that Golden Palace card. They did not want me to miss that. So, geez. Yeah, you've got some sparky, beautiful energy there. So we're going to take this Golden Palace, because I can feel it. Just see, nod. Okay. The Golden Palace card, and I'm putting the rest back into the deck. The Golden Palace card is the abundance card in this deck. I mean, you've got abundance. I feel like I was going to miss that with the shuffle. I mean, I know that seems like an impossibility, but Spirit will make themselves known if they if they need to, and clearly they needed to there for you, group 3, because of this really sparky, really interesting, beautiful energy. I mean, this feels like, it doesn't feel weird to me, like sleazy-ish. It feels like somebody really appreciates you. They think you're beautiful. I don't know that this has to be like male or female, opposite sex at all. It feels like it could be like a work opportunity, or somebody just reaching out and saying, wow, I really love the work that you do. I really think you're beautiful. I really love that, whatever. Yeah, it's like, accept the compliment, take the call. I mean, normally I would say this is financial abundance, and maybe it will be. Okay, that's, I guess, a possibility. They're shaking their head, though. This doesn't feel like connected to money to me necessarily. It feels connected to that high-level abundance that you are either putting out and people are noticing, or, yeah, that someone is experiencing through being in your presence, whether that be physical or virtual. Let's just say it like that. That's good. Thank you. Wow. Group 3. Woohoo. Group 3. Okay. Yeah, it's like, get it. Do it. Whatever it is you're doing is definitely getting noticed. It's very abundant. I mean, it may bring you some money in the future if it's like a business thing, or a work thing, or an art thing, or a creative thing, because you do have that, that acorn energy, that wands energy. It may bring you some money in the future. Perhaps this acquaintance will reach out for an offer. I'm not picking up on that right off the bat. It feels like a compliment to me. That's what it feels like. So take the compliment is what they're saying. They want you to be in the abundant vibe. It's like how this person sees you. They want you to see yourself that way as well. Yes. So something's going on. Someone is going to contact you. Unexpected visitors. It's an unexpected visitor. Whoever this is so fun. Fun energy for you there, group 3. Again, I don't feel like it's a sleazy energy. Like there's nothing to be worried about. If somebody reaches out and just says, wow, you're doing a great job, or hey, would you, I love your work. Would you be open to a conversation about this or that? I mean, vibe it out with your intuition, you do have the Empress there, which is like fertility. It can be like growing something, starting something new, and you've got the Golden Palace. So if that is an option, it just, to me, it feels like it starts with something small or a compliment or something, like somebody noticing you, noticing the work you're doing, noticing your beauty and the word that they're showing me is elegance, okay? Just don't be afraid to take that compliment there, group 3. See where it leads. It may be leading to something in the future for sure. Just make sure that you're not shutting it down. Let's see what the outcome direction is. Oh my goodness, yes. So maybe this is an opportunity for money on the back end of this, but it starts with just who you are and what you're putting out there energetically and possibly physically, or if you're like putting things online and they're watching you online. Success. I know that there is no greater goal than love. Love, abundance, love, abundance. I mean, you've got that Knight of Cups. What wonderful energy in your acquaintances. Something unexpected is coming through for you, for sure. Group number 3. And please just do yourself a favor and don't shut it down right away. Take the call. Say thank you, Step into gratitude. It's not right. It's like it's not meant to be an ego boost. It's meant to return you to your heart center and remind you how beautiful and abundant you truly are. Wonderful. All right, let's see what's in this category. Friends and family. Ooh, the Lovers card. Okay, obviously this card is asking you to level up. Sometimes it's the Choice card. I'm asking on that. I mean, it comes into play, they said. Ooh, you've got your cheerleader guides there too. You got that cheerleader helping you. This is your connections with your friends and family are going to improve or deepen, they just said. And your goal is to make choices with that in mind. This is the theme. Wow, you know, this is really great for you there, group number 3. They're going to have the opportunity to deepen in January, if you'd like. Now, I'm not saying every single one of your friends and family members you're going to have a deeper relationship with. However, some of the choices that you make and that you have the ability to make or will come upon are actually going to deepen your relationships with some of your friendships or your family members, okay? You have the opportunity to do that. Yeah, the cheerleader guide asks you always, the cheerleader guides cheer you on from here forward. So if stuff has happened in the past, you know, they're just asking you to, sorry, I'm just listening for exact phrasing. It's like, stop reliving the past. Stop reliving. So if something happened in the past that wasn't so great, they want you to kind of leave it in the past. Don't keep reliving it. It's not helping. They're wanting you to deepen your relationships, deepen your love in these heart-centered relationships that you have. Let's get some more information. Group 3. Yeah, gotta love a cheerleader guide showing up. They're just positive, hopeful, and as I said, they don't want you, the only reason you're looking at the past is to get information for the future, for them to cheer you on further. Reading these upright. 7 of Feathers. Sometimes this can be, yeah, I'm gonna just listen one more time here. Sometimes this can be like stealthy, this card. You got a cheetah on there. Like, scope it out. Stealthy type of movement. Use what you have. Use what you have. They said get the coupling card. So I'm going to pull the next card to see what that's bringing in. Look at that. Okay, perfect. Thank you. 8 of Swords, 7 and the 8 of Swords for you there. Group number 3. Okay. Okay, thank you. If something has gone on in the past, you got your cheerleaders guides moving you forward, cheerleader guides moving you forward. They're asking you to take what it is that you know, take what it is that you have, use it in order to move forward into a place where you can put this behind you, or again, increase your heart-centered connection. So it's not the time for being like, it's like comparing. They're like, it's not the time for you to be like, well, you did this specific thing, and so we need to talk about that. We need to talk about all. It's not that. It's like micro aggression, microaggression. I don't know who that's for, but nitpicking. It's more of a time to use what you have to try and find the solution to get to. I mean. Yeah. The Eight of Feathers can be, difficult sometimes. It might not be the easiest situation in some of your relationships if you are trying to deepen your connection. It's going to be about the choices that you make. They just said you can't control other people. So if you try your best and they're not getting it or they're not willing, that's not, up to you, right? So group 3, I'm not sure what this is about exactly for you, but they're asking you to prepare yourself and then step into, your strength. You will get through this, or there is a line open basically for you to resolve it, but you can't control other people. So if somebody doesn't want to come together with you or have a close relationship with you, then there's nothing you can do about it. It's time to move on. And it might be painful. You might really want to mend things or heal things with that person. And it's just they're not open to it. Again, remember, you have those cheerleading guides there helping you here forward. Don't worry about the past mistake. Yes, see, oof. Okay. Well, the Sad Embrace card is asking for you to let go of a painful situation. That Eight of Feathers there, it's just sitting there. I feel like you're going to try your best to do it, and you do have the opportunity for it. And it may just turn out where it's like, I gotta let this go now, that they're just not willing. And if that's the case for you, group 3, if that is happening for you, Spirit is just reiterating here, kind of don't hold on to it. You can't control somebody else or what their choices are. Your job is to try your absolute best, okay? And remember where your power lies, like what you have control over. It just feels like you might be running into a little bit of pain trying to make the best choices to bring people together or to bring balance, right? To like make things balance out or to be kind of fair. And maybe somebody doesn't give a shit, excuse my French, but maybe don't care. And if they don't care, that's painful for you, but you gotta let it go, right? You can't control what they're gonna do. Remember, stay grounded as you're moving forward. So the Flying card in the reverse position is all about remembering it's not always time to fly. Sometimes you have to be grounded in yourself and walk the path. And it sounds like you're gonna be, like I said, given an opportunity to sort of do your best, make good decisions and choices to try to regain a loving relationship or get reconnected the best you can. If there's no willingness on their part, don't force it. Instead, release it. Stay grounded and release it. It's just not time for it to take flight again now, or it's just not the time for it to be resolved. You have to have 2 willing parties to resolve something. And so if they're not willing, there's nothing you can do. I'll send tons and tons of loving energy to you, especially with those cheerleading guides on the back of those cheerleading guides, to help you flow forward, knowing that you're supported if that does occur, because it is hard sometimes when somebody's not willing and you just want to be able to move on or have a better relationship or feel like heard and understood is how they're saying it, right? That's kind of what we all want. And so I feel for you, group 3. I feel for you there, group 3. Let's see what this indicated card, loneliness. I know that I'm never alone. Of course not. And in particular, you've got cheerleader guides. Look at all those guides. In particular, you have support 10 million fold. I was going to say tenfold. They said million, Jody. You have support 10 million fold, okay? You may feel alone as a result of this. It's like, give it your best shot. Do what it is that you have control over. Do what it is that you can. But understand, thank you. Go in. This is the preparation part. You want to go in to that conversation, if you're choosing to have it. You want to go in with like as least amount of expectation as you possibly can, because again, you just can't control somebody else. And if it is sort of like something you need to walk away from or something that feels very painful, then please let it go for your own sake. Stay grounded. You might feel alone, but they're reminding you here, you're never alone, group 3. Loneliness sucks. They just said, loneliness sucks. That's when you want to reconnect to spirit. And it's, like I said, it's so beautiful. You've got that cheering section just on your team, supporting you, cheering you forward, reminding you, hey, this sucks. We know it sucks, but we're here for you. Okay? Yeah, I'm sending you lots and lots of love to help you through that. You have what it takes. You have the courage. You have the, you stay grounded and you'll be able to, rise to the occasion or make the decision. But again, do it with the least amount of expectation from the other human being as possible, because you can't control whether or not somebody is willing to work on something or to even hear you out, right? Okay, let's move on to the love, relationships, partnerships, energy. Ooh, Muse of Voices. That's the King of Voices, King of Swords. So either you are making really smart decisions in your love life there, group 3, or you've got someone coming with this energy if you're not coupled up, or you're either coupled up with this, thank you, Spirit's like, be clear. You're either coupled up with this type of a person, which is a very smart, intelligent, strategic, leader, fathering type of energy. Or you're the one who's putting that out there. Like, I make decisions for myself and I'm smart about it as it concerns my love life. I know what I want. Yeah, and I go and get it. Okay, let's get some info. Pretty good card to have. If you've been feeling like you're making the best decisions for yourself and you're kind of being strategic about it in your partnership, if you're partnered up, well done you. Spirit's they're saying the roller skate, right, is like they're giving that to me today as you're able to kind of like maneuver quickly around something. So something's popped up, you're like, I can solve this. Yep, no problem. And I'm going to be able to communicate it very well. If you're not coupled up yet, looking for a partner, you may be attracting somebody in that is very smart, strategic, intelligent, and is a leader that makes really great decisions. Like, I'm just, they're showing me like, it's like technical. Obviously that is not my forte. So I don't know what this is that they're kind of showing me. It just looked like somebody was working with like intricate numbers or intricate technology. So you may be attracting someone like that into your life. Knight of Crystals. Geez, yeah, totally. Okay. Okay. They're talking about it might be slower than you want it to be, moving slower than you want it to be. So this is either you in a relationship going like, I got this figured out. I'm actually strategic. I'm planning. I know what I'm doing. I know what I want. I know what our next step is. And the other person in your relationship may be moving just a little bit slower, but it's like, don't worry. And as long as they stay determined, and as long as you stay determined, we're going to move this thing forward. We can make it through this energy. So it might just be moving a little slower than you want. Same thing if you're not coupled up, if you are attracting someone into your life, or you feel like you're being smart about it, don't worry. You're going to make it through this and get to where you want to get to. It's like, it might be just stay determined. It might just be moving a little bit slower than you'd like it through the month of January. So if you have these big goals in your love life for January, and if by the end of it they haven't been met, like they're kind of giving you a heads up there, like, hey, listen, yeah, please give it a break. We know you think you have it all figured out, or you do have it all figured out, okay? But there's someone else involved, or the divine is involved. If you're looking for a partner, like they've got to line that up for you. So like, give us a break, give it a break, give them a break. It's that kind of energy. Like, maybe it's just taking a little longer. Page of Feathers. Oh my goodness. Okay. So there might be something that you got. Yeah. It's like, be curious. The Page of Feathers is the Page of Swords. So like, be curious about what more you're meant to learn, or if this is taking longer than you wanted it to. What am I supposed to understand? Why is this taking longer? What am I missing? Because even though you've got that muse of voices there, right? It's like you don't know everything. Nobody does. And so even though you might have planned everything out or strategized perfectly and use your intelligence in a super amazing way, you still don't know everything. So don't forget to be curious there, because you've got that Page of Feathers showing up and telling you and reminding you, hey, the divine is still involved, and this Knight of Crystals is telling you things are going to take a little longer. So don't be in expectation by a certain deadline. I've figured it all out. Everything is all planned out, exactly how I'm going to meet this person, or exactly what our next step is, or whatever it is, okay? Because you might have some delays. Don't be worried about them. Instead, they want you to kind of open up to, what am I supposed to learn? What insights am I gaining? Am I missing something here? I'm curious. I wonder. this. Okay, be inquisitive. It says exploration and discovery. Like, what am I going to discover? As opposed to, why is this taking forever? Or this is not going as planned. I specifically strategized this entire plan to the T, and it's not working the way I thought it was going to work. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong. There's something that they want you to be open to understanding or discovering, right? Or exploring, right? Oh, okay. They're noting the two raccoons. See, there's a raccoon right there. A nurse raccoon, apparently. The Heal the Ouch card in the reverse position. This asks you to let go of resentments that you may have been carrying, asks you to open your heart to forgiveness. So they're probably going to be bringing stuff in for you on that line, right? They're saying, hey, we still need you to look at this, and maybe that's what's holding this up. Whatever it is, it's without judgment. So you got a raccoon here and a raccoon here. They're making note of that, which just leads me to tell you, you may want to look up raccoon spirit animal meaning and see if there's any message in there that's really resonating with you. You're going to be able to move around it, work through it. Maneuver is really how they're saying it, like maneuver around it. Skate around it. It's just, it might take longer, or might be done in a way that you were not expecting, or different than what you had planned, group 3. there's some healing that is needed, especially in your loving relationships or as it concerns your romantic relationships, your love energy, heart-centered, loving, romantic relationships. And so there's something that you don't know. That's what I keep getting with this raccoon here. The raccoon's going to help you get what you need to heal. That's nice. Raccoon energy. It's going to help you get what you need to heal. Group 3. So there's some healing yet, some healing of the heart. I felt like somebody just went, oh, haven't I been through enough? Apparently not. Apparently, hey, it doesn't have to be a huge thing either. So, don't let your mind go down that track. That's why they're wanting you to kind of not be so boxed in your head. Still be open to discover more information about yourself. That's going to help you heal. I mean, who doesn't want to heal? You don't want to resist that. That card's in the reverse position. The last thing you want to do is be resisting the healing that is being provided for you or discovering something that's going to help you open your heart even more. Ooh. Okay. Up to you. That's what they just said. Up to you. The making a choice card in the reversed position asks you to abdicate, to not abdicate responsibility, for your choices. Take responsibility for what you're choosing, what you have chosen. Interesting. That's kind of a hard knock from Spirit saying, hey, we're going to be bringing stuff in for you. It's not always your plan, even though you are super intelligent and know how to plan things well and strategize. It's not always your plan. So we still have some stuff that's coming up around your heart center. We'd like you to heal. And we need you to take responsibility for the choices that you have made. Yeah. So again, it doesn't feel like it needs to be this long, arduous thing this January for you to do that. It just feels like you need to pay attention to whatever it is that they're calling in for you there. I'm going to look here. Self-esteem. Okay. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. How beautiful, group 3. They're going to pump up your self-esteem here. So it's not always about, thank you. It's not always about your mind and how smart you are, because you are super smart, group 3, clearly. It's also about this, like someone's noticing your it's like what you're putting out naturally. And sometimes you get caught up here in your mind, especially as it concerns like romance and love. And they want you to take responsibility for the choices you've made around that so that you can heal. It's all to do with your self-worth. Okay? Self-esteem. You possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others, clearly, in this acquaintance column. So time to start loving yourself and telling yourself a really good story, not just about how smart you are, but how open and loving you are, okay? And how willing you are to discover, new things, perhaps. Even if it's not on the exact timeline that you wanted, or somebody has a different idea about something than you do. Okay, to wrap up for you, group 3, in your acquaintance category, it looks like you may be getting some kind of communication from someone who's just been really watching you. It looks unexpected. It may lead to some kind of business deal or money venture, but it's going to be very successful message or communication. They've been watching you. They love what it is that you're putting out. They feel inspired by you. Again, doesn't have to be like a loving relationship or someone who thinks you're like really hot or finds you very attractive. Could be, because you've got that theme energy. But that could also come on the line of somebody finding what you're putting out attractive. It could be business-wise or social media or what you're creating, etc. Wonderful. Here you've got kind of, you may be in a situation where you're just going to have to let go of something. But if you do give it your best shot, do it from a place of love and balance. The best that you can. Prepare the best you can without expectation to have that conversation or to move through the month with that friend or family member, that heart-centered connection that you've got there. Even though it might be lonely, you are never alone. You've got the cheerleader guide there. So stay grounded and remember that you can't control other people. And if somebody's just not willing, then it's time for you to let that go. And they keep saying, let that go for now. So it doesn't mean that there may not be another opportunity in the future when they say that, right? But they have your back. You're totally supported in that relationship or wherever that's showing up for you, group 3. And you will be able to move around things. It just might take a little longer in your romantic relationship if you've been strategizing, being very intelligent, putting things together. They still want you and need you to be open to more insights coming through. Look up the raccoon energy. You had that twice. There's an opportunity for you to heal, to be able to forgive, to release some of that stuff you might still be carrying that's blocking your heart center or not allowing you to be so open and loving. We all have that stuff, so it's not like that's weird, group 3. You've got to be able to take responsibility for the choices you make, like your side of the street, etc. That's what they're asking of you, and it has to do with your self-worth. So it may have tagged your self-worth. Something in the past, okay, may have tagged your self-worth, but you can call it back to you now. This doesn't feel super heavy unless you avoid it. If you stay really rigid in your head, it's going to be a lot harder. Instead, they want you to be like open to other ways, discovering other things about yourself and opening up your heart and calling your, recognizing your own gifts and how amazing you truly are. Yes, you're intelligent, but you can also be balanced in your heart center and very loving and compassionate as well. All right. I hope that this served you, and I hope you have a wonderful January, group 3. I hope that this served you, group 3, and if you found something that resonated with you in this reading, you can let me know by giving it a thumbs up or leaving me a comment below. And if you know someone else who might be served by this reading, please feel free to share it with them so that they can receive the messages that they need. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that the next time that I post a pick a card reading, you will be notified. Thank you so much, group number 3.